Alright, welcome. I am the Average Gamer Guy. This is Minecraft Feed the Beast, and today we're gonna finally do what I've been talking about for a while, and that is find out what I did with the carpenter I put there that had seed oil in it. Whoops! I came all the way back down here just to use a carpenter that I've already moved back up to where I was. Alright. I did put a carpenter up here with seed oil, right? Like... yeah, there it is. Well, that's interesting. Alright. Alright, well, let's take that recipe out, and we'll take these impregnated sticks out. There. And take this out, because we don't need a whole bunch of these made. But you put it in a box, and it makes what's called an impregnated casing. So we're going to put this in there, and we really only need like 2 of these for now. Well, you know what? Whatever, we'll just throw some in there. Maybe half. And we're going to make some impregnated casings. And we need those because, if you look at the recipe for an Alveary, it's 8 of these scented panels, and an impregnated casing gets you 1 Alveary block. And we're going to need, what, 27 of them, I think, to make a single Alveary? For now. What are we missing here? Ooh, we're missing honey. Better grab some more honey. Might as well just grab all of that honey. And you can see why I'm going to need to go ahead, and the first thing is start to throw some of these bees that produce a lot of honey into an alveary, which will increase their production because we need a lot of honey. I mean, that seems pretty obvious. That seems like a good reason. Alright, there's some stuff still in there. Let's put those 2 in there and sort that. Throw some more honey in here, just so we can keep that going. So if we need 27 of those blocks, you can see where all of a sudden you need just a ridiculous amount of these. But we're not going to actually use 27 alveary blocks. We're going to put in there... yeah, and this is... NEI is weird. It has like all the different sides of each block, and we're going to put... a mutator. We're going to put 3 of those in there, but they still require an alveary. But we're going to have to start using that thermionic fabricator I made like 10 episodes ago. And just a ridiculous amount of diamonds. Holy cow. Oh, but you get 4. That's not too bad. So we're going to need a mutator. We're going to need a frame housing, I believe it's called. So again, look at that. Thermionic fabricator. So we'll be using those 2 for sure. We will probably use a hydro regulator, which again is going to use an alveary block, I believe, if we cycle through enough of these. Oh, maybe it's not. Nope, there it is. Yep. And the hydro regulator is going to let it adjust the temperature is what, not, I'm sorry, the humidity. We're going to be able to adjust the humidity because this area over here is humid. So we want to be able to adjust that down. And that's going to be an easy way to do that. And I might actually just stick my alvearies right here for now. That's not a bad idea. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to start making those and getting those going. Let's see how this is. I might... and we are going to need a bunch of frames. So we are going to need that seed oil to really start coming in. And I'm a little disconcerted that our seed oil is going away. Oh, I think I discontinued the output. That's right. So let's see how this is coming over here. First, let me put utility mode on. Turn magnet mode off. Okay, that seems to be going well. This is not producing the amount of seeds that I was hoping for. And what is this, full again? No, it's not full. Why are you not... Maybe I need to, like, route this pipe from the back, I'm thinking. Like, it seems like having that pipe on the top there is really just... They're having some issues with. Like, look, my poor golems are having some issues with that. So yeah, let me route this pipe to the back, and we'll see if that sort of helps things. So I'll be doing that off camera, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, so one of the things we're going to need to get going is some serum vials. And that is made with a royal jelly, and then a gold above and below, and 6 glass panes. And that gets you 2 empty serum vials. And we're going to need those. So there we are. Put that stuff back. Alright. And then we come back up to our B area. And so what we want to do is we want to go to our isolator here. And we want to take the serum vials and put them over there. And then we have an iron diligent hybrid. And I think I'll be able to pull the iron part of him out eventually. So, you know what? To test that, before I use the iron... Well, it's not like he's super rare. I mean, he's just an Industrious and Imperial combined. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and do it. Throw the iron guy in there, in there. And it's going to slowly, and it does use a bit of power, although not as much as I had expected. And it's slowly isolating out one of his aspects. It could be how fast he works, how long his life is, his temperature. No humid tolerance serum. No humidity tolerance serum. You know, I didn't think it used him up. Well, that's unfortunate. No humidity tolerance. Yeah, I think that one's not very good. I think that means it's the fact that there's 0 leeway in either direction for humidity tolerance, which would be the opposite of what you would want. You would want like a +5 on that. So that didn't work. Fair enough. But yeah, I really didn't think it used up the B. Might as well pulse the B DNA out. Just go ahead and fill these guys up. Oh, he doesn't even need it. Oh, well, it didn't connect to it. And these guys are slowly filling while this is slowly draining. Alright, well... Crap. Alright, well, I'll be back when I have the next thing. Alright, so... I'm sick of checking this thing to make sure it's still full of coal, and checking these things out there to make sure they're full of coal to keep my boiler running. So I'm going to set up a little thing to make sure that the AE keeps it stocked. And I'm doing that because the chest was dangerously low. I came back from the bees, checked it, and I was like, oh, holy cow, there's like a half a stack left. So I was like, alright, well, let's fix this right now. So, what I've got so far is, right in here, I had a MJ line running through there, so I just tapped right into that and brought it down. I made a powered furnace. And right now, the powered furnace is going to... Hold on, how is this set up? That... Yeah, I think right now it's going to... Let's do that. So it'll input from the top, output to the left. And then on top, I have an ME interface, which right now isn't connected to anything. And then that just needs to be... that looks weird. Are those connected? There we go. Alright, so now this is connected to my ME network. That's excellent. What we want to do is come in here and grab oak. And let's go ahead and actually... Let's just grab a full stack of it. Well, you know what? I'm going to do a half stack, I think. Yeah, so I'll tell it, export a half a stack of oak. And then what we're going to do is come over to there, and then we need a couple more items. So what we need is one, we're going to need an import bus, which I just happen to have one. Alright, let's dump off some of this stuff. That can go back, that can go back, that can go back. That I'm going to keep. That can go... Alright. And then what we're going to need is we are going to need a level emitter. And that is an applied energistics deal. So I need a couple iron and a cable and a redstone torch. Let me grab a redstone torch there. Let me go grab a couple iron. Alright, now hop in here, cable, torch, iron, iron, basic processor, level emitter. Excellent. Now let's come over to here and say charcoal. And let's grab... Why is there no... Okay, let's put that back. Right, because it chewed through all of my charcoal to feed this damn boiler. Alright. So the first thing we want to do is we want to come in here and tell this, right now this is enabled low. So if it does not get a redstone signal, it will run. And we want to change that to high. So we're going to say it is a redstone signal is required to run. And then we're going to go ahead and put our import bus on the side. But then we're also going to go ahead and not put that there. What the heck? That's some weird particle effects. Pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. I didn't really want to break that block. Alright. What I wanted was that. And then that guy. So now the level emitter is pointed up. And what we want to say is we want there to be coal, but we want there to be at least, if there's 2 stacks of coal in the applied energistics system, then we want to not emit it. So if there's less than 128 charcoal, then emit a redstone signal. And when it emits a redstone signal, it'll emit it into this guy, which is only going to run when there's a redstone signal. So then all that has to happen is we have to tell this to import charcoal. Yeah, we'll move single items. Now, I think, what am I forgetting? Do I need to actually make a pattern for the interface that tells it that it's supposed to get something back? Possibly. Well, let me go do that and we'll see here. Let's run up here and say blank pattern. We need one, and we're also going to need a piece of oak. Yeah, because we're going to have to tell it how to make. No, this is what we want. So we're going to say if you get oak, you're going to get back charcoal in code. Okay, and then we're going to go tell the interface down here, hey, if you want charcoal, then that's how you get it. And then what we're going to do is take this one out of there so that it stops making stops trying to use that furnace to make it, and we'll instead use this guy. So oak wood. This says crafts 1 charcoal with 1 oak wood. Right. But there's currently, I just made like 4,000 of them. How much charcoal do we have? 202. Which is staying the same. 268, yeah, that's true. Okay, so if I pull a bunch of that out, what we should see is this should be running. There is a redstone signal being emitted, but still no wood is being entered. Why are you not exporting this wood? What if maybe it doesn't like it when it's on the top? Wait, where did my... There it is. So let's put it on the side maybe, and then just go ahead and not put that there. Put that there, and that there. Let's go ahead and put you in there. We'll just export one of you, I suppose. And then we will change this guy to that. Now will you input? You won't input. Why will you not? That's curious. Alright, fair enough. Let me try something else and then I'll be back. Alright. So what I ended up with is an import bus importing the oak into the top, which is configured with the color. Then of course it smelts it into charcoal, and it's being exported or imported back into the system through an import bus on the side, but it doesn't work if this is colored. So it must be uncolored for it to work. And then of course I went through all that back in, and now there's 400 pieces of charcoal in there. So the level emitter has turned off, which means the furnace has turned off, so it's no longer cooking anything up. And then if I were to run back up here, and say charcoal, and just take all of that back. You can maybe catch right there, a piece already showed up. That's back on, and we're smelting. As soon as it shows up, it's pulled right back in, and another piece shows up. So with this system, we should always keep 2 stacks of charcoal in the system at all times. And as soon as the boiler runs through a piece of charcoal, it will immediately craft a new piece of charcoal. So let me just clear out these 2 patterns because we don't need those anymore. And now what I'm thinking is I probably need to go ahead and hook these guys up to the same ME system. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a chest here in the middle with an export bus for charcoal. And I'll just have charcoal feeding these 2 and charcoal feeding the other 2. Or the other one downstairs. But I'll probably be doing this off camera because I doubt you guys want to see me tunnel around and hook up a bunch of cable. So let me go do that and I will be back. Alright, and there we go. An export bus feeding into a chest with the charcoal. Those 2 boilers will automatically pull straight from the chest, which is a cool feature of the boilers. And all I did was I left these chests there and they still have what they have in them. And I just knocked out the 2 autarkic gates that were pulling. That way, if something should go wrong, I can quickly just throw that back on there and we're good to go. And I don't really need the materials that were in there. So, let me store all that crap back in my system and then I'll be back. Alright, so we have some impregnated casings and we have some scented panels. So we can get ourselves 8 Alveary's blocks. Now, they're still cooking up. There would be more, but I forgot to replace the spruce wood with oak wood after I put oak wood in here, so I just stopped making them. So my fault, but something to keep aware of. One of the other things we're going to be doing next episode, I think, is automating this stuff a little more. Like, what I really want is for these things to output to a chest, and the chest to sort of have a sorting mechanism that will sort bee drones over here to get gene pooled, and maybe identified first. I did some more reading and I figured out the discrepancy is if you've identified the bee, it gives you more. If it doesn't, if it's not identified, it gives you less. So depending on how my honey situation is, we'll be looking into doing that. You know, setting in a, there's a block that you can turn your beealyzer essentially into a block, and you just run a bee into it and it'll analyze it, and then we just pull it right back out and send it to the gene pool if I have the honey. And on that note, I'll be pulling out and sending combs directly to my centrifuge, and then I want to send honey directly to this squeezer, and then I'll probably have to build a tank to hold the liquid honey, but that's no big deal. And then I can hook this carpenter up to the liquid honey, and that'll sort of be a good deal. So let me actually go get some spruce here, run that back up there so we can continue making those scented. Oh, lag! Wow, that was impressive. That was an impressive amount of lag. And then let's go ahead and grab another spruce. Throw that in there. Refill my little guy up here. And, oh, well, yeah, pollen and royal jelly and all that stuff. I think we're out of pollen. I think that's the problem. I have 10. Yeah. So what I really need are probably some more industrious bees. But, well, they're working on it. Alright. Regardless, one of the things I said we wanted was a mutator. And we get that with an Alveary, some gold ingots, and a diamantine electron tube. So this is liquid glass in a thermionic fabricator, which we haven't used, so I definitely want to put it on there. So one of the things we're going to have to do... Man. Yeah, too much stuff in a small area. Not good. Have no fear, I'm still working on my giant contraption thing over there. It's just not quite ready for even the barest of move-ins yet. So you put some glass in there, and then it immediately melts it because it's had power forever. And this is the level of heat that is required to melt whatever you put in here. And of course my heat level is huge because it's been running for a while. So there you go. Now, what do we need for the mutator? We're going to need... I'm sorry, for the diamantine. So 5 diamonds and 2 redstone. But that makes 2, so I'm going to need 10 diamonds and 4 redstone. So not a cheap recipe. And... or 5. 5 will also work. Alright, and we come back to the thermionic fabricator, and like you would expect, you drop your stuff in there, and it should... oh yeah, you just take them. And it uses up some liquid glass when you do that, but you get your electron tubes. So there's no real time. The time is in melting the material, but once it's melted, it's melted. So we need a couple gold, so we're going to need 6 gold. Man. There we go. This lag is killing me. I may have to put in a bunch of time off camera just to get that thing done. I would like to show some of what I'm going to do while I'm doing it and do a little bit of design with it, but this little area is becoming a problem. Anyway, so we have our mutator, and that's the thing that's going to let us mutate bees much quicker. I'm not sure I'm going to put them in the first one, but I did want to make them, now that I think about it. I'm probably not going to put them in the first one, and that was probably a waste of 3 Alveary blocks, but nothing I can do about that now. Frame housing. Definitely do want some frame housings. I think we're going to want 6 of these. If everything I've read and heard shows that 6 is the magic number. Any more than that, and you get diminishing returns to the point where they're not useful. So 6. That means we're going to need 18 golden electron tubes. So we're going to have to run this recipe 5 times. So we're going to need probably a good stack of redstone, and we're just going to make some extras because we're going to have more than one Alveary. So we might as well, you know, it's not like they're not going to get used, because they're pretty much all going to have frame housings. So there, just keep making these. Okay, we got 48 of them. That's pretty good. Now, what else do we need? Iron. Oh, we got some iron. Let's see, that's tin. There's some iron. Alright. And iron across the top. Alveary in the middle. Those there. And, of course, because I made these, I have not enough Alveary blocks. Well, awesome. Huh. Let's see here. So we're at 22 minutes. And I definitely don't want to end this shortly. So let's see. Well, one of the things that can definitely help is we want a wireless access terminal. So that's going to be an ME access terminal. Have I programmed that in here? Yes. So give me one of those. Awesome. And then I also want a wireless receiver, which is going to be some fiber, an ender pearl, and some iron. So let's go with... Nope, not the British spelling. A couple of those. Ender pearl should be in here. And we'll just go to where I know I dumped a bunch of iron in here. And put these guys there, that right there. I think it was that. Yeah, just a couple wireless receivers. Now these guys are pretty cool. You know, they are like the component to sort of get you going. There's a lot of wireless stuff that I haven't even seen. Huh. Wireless sniffer. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we want to craft a wireless access terminal. So you notice there's no signal, and that is because we need, I believe, a wireless access point, which is going to be a wireless receiver, some glass, some iron, and a cable. Alright, well, let's grab a piece of cable. And let's see. Cable. Glass. The other receiver we made. And some iron. An ME wireless access point. Excellent. Now, where do we put it? Let's put it up there. Okay, now that's pretty cool because I can stand over here and this has no signal. What did I screw up? Oh, what did I screw up? What did I screw up? What did I screw up? Let me... Alright, let me look up some stuff here. Ah, I knew I forgot some simple little step. To get this to link to that network, you come to your controller, which is the guy that monitors all of your power use. Holy cow, 87. Look at that. That thing takes 44. Just on its own. There's only... Oh, wait. Oh, that's the molecular guys inside. Alright, that's the molecular chamber. Wow. Anyway, you take your wireless access terminal and you drop it in your controller, and now it's linked to your to this system. Because you could, of course, have multiple systems. So now if I'm standing back here and I right-click, bam, I'm in my Applied Energetics terminal. Pretty cool. Now, it does not have a huge range. So if I'm up here, no problem. If I'm up here, problem. It doesn't reach that far. So it's kind of nice when you're running around your base, but it does start to pose a problem because you can't get too far away. Now for us that'll be nice because, oh, that's too far away. How about on top of this? Yep, that's still okay. I can at least grab stuff without having to go into lag central. So let me grab a couple more materials and then I'll be back. Alright, so the last thing we need to make here is... Oh, you know what? We actually... get off my cursor. 16 of those, 16 of those. A wireless booster. So we make 16 of them. Not too expensive. But we come over here. This thing has a radius of 16 blocks. Each one of these wireless boosters boosts it by 1 block. You can put a maximum of 16 into one. Now that we have, it should have a 32 block radius, which is much better. So now, up here, all of a sudden I can access my system. I wonder how far away I can go. Even in here, I can access it. Ah, there we go. So right there is the extent. But that's pretty good. It'll let me at least go grab some materials. Now, that'll be especially important because you can put those access points, the wireless access points, on cables. So as long as you have the energy, I can, for instance, when I move it over to this area over here, I'll be able to just stick an ME access point, you know, just bring a cable up into this area and stick a access over here, and I'll be able to access it. Very handy. So this is that area. You know, I probably need to depopulate that monsters too. So yeah, it's coming along quite well. We're going to have a little bit of a jungly temple kind of deal going on. And I'm hoping that by making it this large, I'll be able to spread my systems out a little bit and not have quite the issues that I have over there with lag. So I can put, you know, I'll connect my ME system, which will increase the power used quite a bit, but it'll be worth it. Yeah. I was just thinking, do I actually want to do that? Yeah, I think I do. Anyway, alright, well, let me take a look at that, and then we will see. Alright, well, let me not take a look at that, because we are out of time. That's right. Unfortunately, it is time for the episode to end. So, I am the Average Gamer Guy. You've been watching Minecraft Feed the Beast, which, boy, do I really hope you know what you're watching by now, because if you didn't, I don't know why you would put up this. I have a friend who plays Minecraft, and I was like, no, you should play. When I was playing Tekkit before, I was like, yeah, you should play Tekkit. There's all these machines and pipes and tubes and things, and he, like, his eyes would just glaze over and he couldn't process it. Now I tell him about Feed the Beast, and there's even more stuff in Feed the Beast, and he's just like, yeah, he can't process it. So, hopefully you guys know what you are, or else your eyes are probably glazed over by now. Anyway, like I said, I'm the Average Gamer Guy. This was Feed the Beast. Have a nice day!